We are changing everything we do because of COVID-19. Social separation, social distancing. Very difficult to do in a prison system. Joining us is the Department of Corrections, David Shinn, the director. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mike.
You are now the Department of Corrections, Rehabilitation and Reentry, which I think always was the goal, but now it's part of your name.
Yes.
Why is that?
I believe that it is very important that as we bring people into our system, we offer them opportunities. We want to return people back to our communities as better citizens than we received them.
There is a program, and it's been going on for quite a long time, and has grown over time with Hickman Egg Farms, and it was in the news this week because of COVID-19. There is it a full yard or a group of inmates at Perryville that work on the farm as skilled labor.
Yes.
And instead of bringing them back into the prison every day and exposing possibly, they're now going to be housed at the farm. So this is now front and center.
They are. It is one aspect of a very large strategy that we've employed. Infectious disease in a prison setting, as in a healthcare setting or any other place, is a tremendous concern. So we want to limit that contact between inside and outside.
We see with this illness particularly, it lives on surfaces for days, it's airborne for hours, and in a setting in like DOC where social distancing is almost impossible, even being entered into the system could be devastating.
Absolutely. The chance for spread is significant, and that's why it is so important to us that we control inmates' contact inside with public contact. We've done a number of things to this point. Obviously, we closed visiting. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Yep.
We have stopped in routine internal transfers between prisons, and we are very closely guarding admissions from the 15 counties as well.
When this letter went out to the neighbors around Hickman Egg Farms in the West Valley, neighbors, of course, were a little concerned. What do you say to the neighbors to get a letter that says there will be inmates in your neighborhood?
I think the benefit really is these offenders have been out there for some of them years at this point. They work 8, 10, 12 hours a day on that site. They've been trained by Hickman Farms. They're part of the organization's employees. They are there probably half the day already. They're simply going to be there for another 8, 10, 12 hours at night. And we're going to have our security staff on site to make sure that they're appropriately supervised and maintain public safety at all times.
The program of inmates learning a job skill outside of the prison walls, giving them an opportunity to feel the gratification of employment, this is a program that isn't new, and it's a lot more widespread than just Hickman's.
Absolutely. I think probably the least known part of corrections is correctional industries. Before modern programs were around, before cognitive behavioral therapy, many other things were out there, we've been doing prison industries for decades. It is probably one of the most successful recidivism reducing programs that we have because it teaches people a job skill, one that they can literally go out and do something with. There's a number of employees who work for Hickman Farms full-time now who were offenders in our system and are now full-time gainfully employed with Hickman Farms as well.
To the public, it would be inmates earning their keep, a way of paying their way while they're incarcerated. But the other side of that is it gives them hope, it gives them contact and self-gratification, and when they're outside of the prison walls for the last time, it gives them somewhere to go to have a job so they don't go back into the system.
Absolutely, Mike. I think two of the most important things on the way out of prison, to know that you have a job to go to, employment being critical, and then a place to live. With those two factors, chances of success are extremely high and reducing recidivism significantly.
There may be, and I'm guessing, but for someone that's incarcerated, kind of a loss of self-esteem, feeling horrible about being in prison, but particularly with Hickman's, a valuable part of what's happening now of getting fresh food to market, interrupting that supply chain would be devastating. That has to feel good for these inmates to feel that the job they're doing is contributing to keeping society going right now.
Absolutely. Intrinsically, everyone wants to have an opportunity to give back. Offenders are no different than anyone in our communities. We have lots of generous people who will go out and donate their time, services, all kinds of things. Inmates do exactly the same thing. And that is a great opportunity for them at this location to do that very thing.
What I thought was great, the story looked negative on its face about this. People were concerned, but it did shed light on what a great community partner Hickman Farms is. That Hickman's Family Farms stepping up and has really increased this program because they see the value not just to their business, but also the value to the community of training people for a job.
Absolutely. They've been a partner with the Department of Corrections for 25 years now, and been involved in training and employing a number of our offenders while they're with us, and then post time as well.
All right, last question is, this program working the way it does with Hickman, do you see this happening in other places where inmates will be housed on campus at other places, or is this just because they're uniquely equipped to do it?
In this situation, Mike, we saw a very unique need, the nation's critical food infrastructure. Hickman's had a unique opportunity as well, that existing building that was there. It is amazing what happened in a very short amount of time. It would not have been possible without their cooperation. There's no question about that.
I like the fresh attitude and the things you're bringing to the job. My brother working in corrections for a long time as well. It's nice to see that you're not giving up the part that the community wants of paying for something you've done wrong, but the opportunity to give inmates a chance to do something so they don't have to go back. I think that's a great addition.
Thank you very much. We want to continue to be creative and innovative in the way that we do things. Most importantly, we want to stay laser focused right now on COVID-19 and certainly containing the spread of any infectious disease throughout our population.
I appreciate you sharing it with the audience.
Thank you so much, Mike.
We'll be back.